All right, all right, all right, all right. I am starting right away. I apologize for any of you folks who were hoping to see 24/7 Fusion Media. I've juggled all sorts of crazy stuff, messed up this, messed up that, streamed right before this, and I don't know. We're gonna maybe try to reschedule if you can't pop in now. But I really want to kind of get through some of the news about the DCEU, some of the things that are going on. Open mic, if you want to come up here and talk. The DCEU films, the crazy cancellation of CW shows finally, the sale of CW, everything that is over there. Um, I find it fascinating that they're still just kind of bold faced lying to everyone. So, if you hadn't seen Black Adam is delayed again too. So this is a Black Adam producer explains why the film was delayed. Dwayne Johnson's long-awaited Black Adam movie is one of several upcoming DC films delayed by Warner Brothers earlier this year. Right? Blah blah blah. Naturally, fans are disappointed. Release date. They mentioned the outbreak. Sure enough, yeah, they're still going to blame that. This is the quote. Let's see, the producer is Garcia. Where's the first name? There it is. Hiram Garcia is the producer. I think we're just in a world right now where there was a huge, understandable freeze up when the pandemic hit. A lot of productions were put on hold. True. Now the industry has roared back. The pipeline of visual effects, VFX, is so jammed. Obviously, these superhero movies could just require so much VFX that we're just in a situation. Obviously, the person did not say these things. They did this through email. I hate this fake reporting nonsense. The visual effects houses are just completely swamped with work. They're blaming the pandemic. They're busting their arse. We're grateful for them. We're excited. Blah, blah, blah. October 21st. Okay. Meanwhile, meanwhile, they're clearing house over there. They're kicking them to the curb. They're canceling shows. They're trying to make some money because their stock is tanked. This is a freaking mess over there, and they're trying to play it up that way. So here's the thing. The truth could be that the film is actually pretty close and they still need a little bit of details and it may not be done in time. But reality is they may be trying to figure out how to rebrand and retarget everything. The market is very unstable. I don't know if they've done any great work to market any of their films or projects right now. Like, I think it's just been silly that the Black Adam thing has been on again, off again. I think that it's still a very strange title to try to bring to theaters where The Rock, who is always, a protagonist, is playing essentially a villain. And you're going to have this. The story basically is that this Justice Society of characters that we have not been introduced to and have no attachment to are going to be the ones trying to stop him. And it's not just a weird throwdown with Shazam. Still makes just little to no sense to me. But that's okay. Um, so yeah, so that's out there. But yeah, the producer speaking out on Black Adam was, I don't know. I just raised an eyebrow that they will play this game and try to play this up as though it's this and that and whatever. And reality is, maybe it needs some more work. Maybe there's some truth to the visual effects needing to get done. There is some backup and back. There's like a log jam of some of this stuff, but yeah, there's also major shakeups over at the old WB/Discovery with Zaslav and what they want to do and not do. And this is just one of the films that's actually pretty much done and needs to be tweaked and whatever. So October 21st is your new date on Black Adam, and that is their story, and they're going to stick to it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that are you really wanting to see this? I think that everything being delayed and everything being shuffled just continues to make the DCU less relevant. Like, just most of us just care even less. Like, you start looking at, well, when will Aquaman actually land? Because we have all of the Amber Heard nonsense. The Ezra Miller stuff affects Flash. I mean, imagine being in charge of the studio where this is what you've got. You've got your 3 next projects. None of those are sort of like top tiers, right? Your Batman movie just landed. It did okay. I don't think 750 million is something to sneeze at, but Spider-Man made $2 billion almost. So not sure it's quite the financial success that they would hope for, but it is what it is. And I think that they're right to move forward with another film because that's the only way uh, that you have something tangible, a franchise, sell merch, do whatever. People are under contract, people are getting paid. So you've already done all the work. You might as well go ahead and keep moving. I don't know if they'll do anything that they want to do. So, hey, Joker Man, want you to pop in here for a minute? We'll talk about a few more the DCEU and canceled shows and all the other nonsense that's going on over at the WB/Discovery. I'm going to do about 15, 20 minutes, but you can feel free to jump in here and chat with me about it if you want. But yeah, Black Adam pushed back to October. Blame pandemic. Kind of believe it. Don't necessarily always believe it. Obviously, crazy stuff going on over there. That's all I can say. Cancellations over at the WB are probably going to continue. I think they were talking about the Wonder Twins being killed. That's also done. So you got TV shows getting killed. My computer's freezing up, not playing nice. So bear with me, folks. So I try to at least close tabs. It's not even letting me close tabs. That was weird. So I just think that I don't think a lot of people have a big tangible connection to things beyond Batman and Superman. And I think with Wonder Woman that the 1984 movie, the Wonder Woman 84 was so bad. And the movie was bad and just terribly thought out. Patty Jenkins, man, you were given an opportunity there and you Amber pooed, man. Wow. That was some terrible stuff there, man. And the visual effects in that were just awful. So all right, let's bring Joker in and have some flavor with what's going on. How you doing, my friend?
Hello.
You doing all right?
Doing good. I'm getting. Hold on. Hang on. Okay, there we go.
All right. PKL Entertainment.
Woohoo!
What's going on? DCU has been a mess since BVS. It needs a reboot and start again. Yeah. Hey, Vince, you want to join in? Just hit the link. Come on up in here. We'll chat some of this stuff up a little bit. Yeah, I don't even know. I can tell you the normies that I interact with, no one talks about any of this stuff. No one. The question about Batman is like, you get the generic, is it good? But it's 3 hours. It's almost 3 hours. Like people are just sort of like really put off by that. But there's no real buzz of any product coming from these people. Nobody.
No. And I think with the present situation with certain stars in legal trouble or in high profile legal issues, it's not helping DC at all.
I couldn't agree more. Like, what do you do if you're Zavalov? You're sitting there going, "Listen, all right. So my lead actor is been arrested and blah blah blah, and then my lead actress, love interest, she's in blah 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 blah." It's like, oh my gosh, what do I do to get myself out of this mess? I don't know.
Apparently, according to the boys at Midnight's Edge, Heard's been cut down to her part in Aquaman 2 has been cut down to about 10 minutes.
I don't know how much has been filmed. I don't know where we're at on the actual production to know what they could do to replace the love interest kind of thing. Because it seems like it's a pretty easy thing to replace.
I think it's in the can already. Okay.
So they'd have to do reshoots of some kind.
Well, yeah, they may have to do some reshoots, but if she's been cut, if she's been edited down to 10 or just a few to like 10 to just about 10, I would spend the cash, do the reshoots, and bring in Emilia Clarke.
Yeah, if you can get her and do all that. I mean, maybe. I don't really even know that I care about who the other actress is. It's just like you have to. The biggest thing at the WB is if you're Zaslav, you walk in the room and goes, "Who hired these people? Like, how did I end up? How did I even end up in this position? Like, who did the background checks, the resumes, the interviews, whatever? Who was the one that believes? Because it's not just, and obviously you have crossover, right? Because it's also the Harry Potter stuff, right? Because he's tied to that film as well. Right. So it's like, who got me into this mess? They're fired. They're done. And then, because you still have people there like Toby Emmerich and stuff like that. They haven't been purged yet. So there's still more
Yet.
purging that needs to get done because some of
Yet.
these people are still not. I don't know. I'm sure they're on contracts that expire. So it's like, we got to wait till July. You got to wait till, December. You got different things that'll expire. But I mean, surely you agree that these things are going to happen. There's no way this is not going to
Oh
be a
yeah.
completely different looking place
Well,
come 2023.
well, yeah. I mean, and Zaslav, he definitely fired the first shot with a Sarnoff getting a shit canned.
Yeah.
Just right out the gate. So I mean, that's the head of the snake there.
What do you think about all the stuff over at? I mean, are we trying to purge the CW to be able to sell it easier? Is that pretty much? I think that's what I think.
Yeah, because that's things that don't dumpster fire. And what was it? Jane Theory and Az had a stream where they were talking about the last episode where a 10-year-old girl said 10 is the new
Yes, that was a scene.
16.
I saw that clip. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that's the problem too with some of these shows. They're so obscure and real. That's that's the second thing I've seen. Because the only other scene that I've seen from Batwoman, they played a scene about a mask or something, and it was so bad. I actually went and tried to find the episode so I could see it for myself.
Mhm.
It's so in order to sell CW, folks, if you have people that are under contract for another season or a season renewal or whatever, then the people that were going to buy it are stuck with it, right? They're going to have to buy out those contracts. So it's like if you can just get all this stuff cleaned up and you have a much cleaner slate. I mean, you can run reruns. You can do whatever you have to do if you have to try to find a way to get by. I joke. I said, listen, Daily Wire should buy it. People are like, well, they don't want it. It doesn't make money. I said, no. You don't understand. That's the lifeline to the normies. You're on TV. To these seniors, that's real. All you got to do is rebrand the whole thing. Like, there's no rules for this stuff. It'd be easy to come up with content. Why the heck does somebody just have the cojones to go buy Cops and bring that reality show back? There's so many things that could be done easily and not necessarily expensively.
Wow. Yeah. That would be interesting.
Oh, they would poke. I think it pokes the eye, and that's what needs to happen with some of these people. Is that I don't want to say fight back, but yeah, it's kind of what needs to happen. You know what I mean? Real heroic storytelling, real heroic.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree, and it's not. I mean, DC is the one thing with the CW is garbage. Their movie studio is a mess. They have no idea what's going on, and yeah, I think Zaslav has to come in and shake some heads and tear some new asses, and it's been a bloodbath.
Yeah, something. And I think that again, I was on with Jace and 540 Studio, and they were showing me pictures. They were tormenting me about all this stuff. And have you seen pictures from season 7 where I said, dude, I've been out since season 3 of Flash or whatever it was.
Oh God.
He showed me like suits and costumes. I'm like, how could they not have old suits in the prop department? Like it was like bad cosplay. And I'm like, this is crazy. And it was every show.
And speaking of, and here's actually, this is one of the things that I will give Marvel credit for. When the Twitter mob came after Chris Pratt, I mean, the which time, but pretty much his entire his cast has and the Marvel actors, even Ruffalo would rally around him.
True.
When it came to the Flash, the guy who they had there playing Elongated Man,
mm-hmm. Yep,
someone made a Me Too claim against him. Nobody.
Yeah, they all backed over him, man. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's true. Which is ironic considering the accusations of the two people that we're dealing with now is so much worse than the alleged Me Too of what that poor fella did or didn't do.
I know,
and
right?
It just, I don't know. I feel like this is that, talk about a dumpster fire. This one is probably the worst. Like, it's like they're moving forward with movies or films, and I don't know that I believe or know where anything is. There's so many people like scooping all this stuff. I don't even know. Like, where are we at on Blue Beetle? That actually was moving forward. Where are we at on
Constantine?
Yeah, well, that we know. Actually, that was recent, right? I did a little video on that about Black Constantine. Talk about the worst idea in the history of ideas. It's like we didn't like Keanu Reeves. Like, it was really hard to see him as Constantine. It just seemed like I can watch that Constantine movie. It's just an entertaining, like, supernatural sort of film. Like,
Thing.
it's like
Right.
okay, but it's not Constantine. Like, even
Right.
like 2%. It's just not.
And you could have renamed that film anything,
And
like
it would have
Demon,
worked.
like
Mhm.
Demon Hunter, something, whatever.
Something. There's got to be an
Constantine.
independent creator of some kind you can slap their name on. I
Right.
mean, I hate to be a sellout or whatever, but tell someone, listen, I'm going to give you 15 grand for this crappy script. We're going to redo it into this. And that's okay. That's what we're going to do. I mean, it's just so easy to do. It's such a cop out that you would buy something and then radically change it the way they're doing. And then this Constantine stuff, I was so appalled. Like,
Now, actually,
it's such a cool character. And Matt Ryan is so good.
Oh, Matt Ryan was amazing. Matt Ryan is Constantine.
Yeah. I think I got to be honest. I know people talk about RDJ as Tony Stark, and that's fine. But Matt Ryan is Constantine. Like, it is actually like, I don't know if the guy can exist in society and culture. People are like, don't I know you? Are you it would just be weird to be around him and not see him that way. Because it's like,
I mean, yeah.
I don't even know how much he was acting. I don't even know what his real demeanors are.
Not even that. He is the voice of Constantine in the in the
cartoons.
In their animated stuff.
Yeah.
And he's great.
It's incredible. So, yeah, have you heard anything solid about like the Blue Beetle? I mean, I know Batgirl's kind of in the can as well, right? So they're talking about all this editing stuff. Same thing with like Black Adam. It's sort of like in this gray area of when it allegedly will be done and what they're going to do to it. And I don't know. This is crazy. It's such a weird. I don't remember any time in covering pop culture as much as I have. Where I remember a situation where a studio was imploding with so many problems to resolve at the same time. Usually it would be like, well, a franchise has crashed, so it's dragging the whole studio down financially, and you're trying to see what they're going to cancel. They're going to cancel projects so they don't have money. You're waiting for them to go through bankruptcy or get bought or whatever, or you're dealing with like leadership change, so people just went different directions. That's fine that we've lived through that, but not like this is 3 or 4 things all happened at the same time to these people. This is insane.
Yeah. And what was it the one thing I did the one thing I did hear about Batgirl? I think somebody was asking, is it going to be a feature film or HBO Max? And the most logical thing that I heard was from Tom Connors when he said, "This will be a feature film because Michael Keaton."
Yeah, you have nothing to lose. I mean, look, they're already. I mean, this is a company that literally is losing billions of dollars.
Oh, them
if you
and
can
Disney both
tweak some marketing, and Michael Keaton is in it, right? So you're talking at least $30 million. I mean, you're going to make some money back. I mean, it's not going to be a ton. Put it on HBO Max. How much money are you really going to make? You know what I mean? How many more subscribers are going to come? Not many.
Not
so
enough.
You really don't have that much to lose by putting the theater because your brand has been destroyed. You have so little that you have to work with.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, I'll hate watch just about anything. I'm hate watching just like the next because it's the only way I can reach the normies, dude. If I don't see it, because they all come to me, they know it. I mean, I literally was a press credentialed movie critic, so
okay.
Now I'm not, but they all know I see these things.
Right.
I shouldn't say I'm not because I actually do still get some, but it's so few and far between, right? That they'll all ask if I've seen it or what I think. In reality is I'm the way to kind of make them think about it. I try to ask questions. Like today, I was telling Max right before this. I told Max about talking to someone about Shang-Chi, and all I did was ask questions. Just like, well, what'd you think about this? And what'd you think about that? And they're like, oh, I never really thought of that. Right. People are not. Some people are just consumers. They're just mindless NPCs who sit there and just give them stuff. And they don't think about it.
That's who the studios want.
Right. But that's it. There is a limit for each of them. And I keep telling people, I said, this is the issue because we're going to have our first litmus test starts tomorrow, right? With Benedict Cumberbatch and Doctor Strange. A lot of Ben Batch fans out there. A lot of Marvel MCU fans out there. Let's see what this film does because the world is pretty much back to normal. It's got to at least do Ghostbusters Afterlife and then some. It's got to be big enough to get to 500 million or so, or it is a complete debacle for this company.
I don't think it's gonna get that far.
Well, I've heard. I mean, I don't want any more spoilers. I'm
No,
good. I know enough to know.
I've just heard. I mean, I think. I mean, the fact that it's being propped up again is again going to bring the Disney haters, and for legitimate reasons. There's enough dislike of Disney right now to keep butts out of seats.
That's true. It's true because I am trying to. I'm really not showing the fact that there is a lot of people really ticked off, and it will be interesting because I'm in Florida, and I will tell you the theaters are full-ish. I've been checking to see because I get to go to one tomorrow,
Okay,
and because I couldn't go to the screener that was in advance, but they translated my ticket over because I don't have to pay. I'm not giving them money.
nice. Yeah.
So they're full-ish. I mean, they're not. It's not all sold out. Like this is not like
And
Force
and
Awakens or something.
or
Force
yeah,
Awakens was insane or something, right? But
right.
Let's fast forward more to Thor though, because Thor's even a bigger issue because you have the Hemsworth Thor deal, and
Uh,
that bait and switch I think is going to be shocking because it's not just Lady Thor, it's also King Valkyrie, and people are going to
mm,
be so off put by that and weirded out by that's I don't know. I think this is really the end. This is where you start to go. How does Feige keep his job? Because if you start having the fifth one in the row,
a
even the
flop. A
even the
flop.
and again to them it's a flop, folks. Even though I don't care what they say. To them it's a shot. If I'm a shareholder and I watch my price drop 37%, I go see this product that you're trying to tell me about.
Yep.
You're trying to get me to go to a theme park where your big deal was some $6,000 a night piece of crap hotel. You're now getting political and picking fights with like half the country for no reason at all. I'm starting to be like, listen, I'll just go buy the WB Discovery stock, which is a fifth of the price of what your share is. I have no
Right.
problem selling my stock and going to that company. Like, it's just a strange place where everything is on fire in so many different directions. I got to be honest, it's a good time to be a YouTuber. It's a good time to have stuff to do. Wish I had more
Oh
time.
my god! I know, right?
Wish I had more time to do editing and stuff. Or I'd be doing more of this. So
I know.
it's nuts.
It is the gift that keeps on. It is the gift that keeps on giving. I
Well,
mean,
this was a little in between stream just to have some DC content. I hadn't talked about any of this mess, and I know in the middle, we had so many cancellations and movies delayed and whatever. I said I at least try to do some sort of video, and I kind of messed up more than 24/7. Fusion's going to come back. He's already messaged me back through Twitter about rescheduling, so we'll get him on here. He's definitely more of an expert than I am. He went into much more dive deep on each one of these, and I'll leave all those links in there, folks. So you can do that, and then I'll add stuff in there for Joker. We got to get him to at least 200 because he's close now. Well, yeah, 175 or so.
176.
Ooh, 24 and counting, bro. Apollo's Minion. Hey, see you out there. Thank you so much. Keep those doggy photos coming for me. The little videos make me smile, especially when I'm away from home like this, where I'm in the city and working. I miss my dogs. My boys go nuts when I walk in the door. I get so excited to see the little boys. They all jump around like crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're mama's dogs. I'm not going to pretend that they're not her dogs, but they do at least like me. I'll take it.
That's good.
Let's get. What else are you up to, man? How do you put together your YouTubing plan, or you just kind of like when you got a moment you go? How does it work for you?
Generally, it's good. My scheduling's going to shift a little bit because in a few weeks, Obi-Wan drops, but that'll be dropping on a Friday. So usually I do my reviews on the Wednesday of whatever Disney Plus show comes out, and then I have a little snippet on generally Saturday, whatever pops into my head. And if something really pops up, then I just do a random, but generally it's twice a week, and it was normally Wednesday and Saturday, so it may switch up to like Tuesday and Friday day now. Who knows?
I got you.
With the
yeah, because you've covered Moon Knight even more extensively than I have, and I don't want to derail our conversation.
Thank God it's over.
Boy, it was bad.
Thank God it's over.
That's all I can say. It was bad. What's really weird is because the problem with the other thing too is if you were Zaslav and you're sitting there looking at all this stuff, they sure have tainted a lot of stuff. It's not like you have a clean slate. So it's not like you have a franchise or a company that you can work with. Because folks, let me tell you what, I have not been reading these DC comics, and because the kids got me a Marvel app, I've been reading some of the old Marvel comics. The DC stuff is even worse. They just gave a
Oh,
rainbow flag to Superman, dude. I mean, this is so freaking crazy. You have to look at yourself and go, they have destroyed everything. They have destroyed every. I don't even know. I think at this point, I would just kind of figure out how to build around the Pattinson films to see, can I get 3 decent Pattinson films, and then can I figure out some sort of way to explain that the Snyderverse could still exist or work? I know there's a ton of fans out there, and I'm sorry that you guys get mad at me when I talk about it this way, but I am not as big of a fan as you guys are. I did not care for Man of Steel nearly as much as some of you guys did, and I really didn't care for the changes that this guy makes because he doesn't care at all about my comic books. But it's manageable. There are enough fans, I think. Don't you agree, Joker? Like, there's stuff you can work with.
I'd say that there are enough fans. I mean,
Henry is the thing to build around. It's like I don't know who to trust that they can do anything, and they're so far behind the 8 ball. What do you do? I don't even know what to do. They screw everything up.
Well, right now the problem is the problem is your biggest the money making franchise is Aquaman. A guy who, if he's on dry land, is kind of useless.
Yeah, I don't. So I don't think we know anything about that movie either, too. So I don't really know what they're going to build around there. But I mean, I'm okay with, The Rock is Black Adam.
I think he looks.
Shazam was fine. Shazam was okay. I didn't hate Shazam. It was fun, and it holds up well to the normies. So setting up a Black Adam versus Shazam is a fine third movie. It's another movie there. That's easy. That's almost like Money in the Bank.
I thought The Rock looked perfect. Was great look wise, great casting.
Yeah, so all of that is fine.
And we're getting a obscure character, but very well cast. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we do have some good stuff there. So, but with Henry, what villain? Because they screwed up Man of Steel so badly.
They screwed up Luthor.
And the weird thing about Luthor is I wasn't
even Zod.
Well, the Zod ending is terrible. Like, I don't understand why he didn't find this way to recreate the Phantom Zone and figure out a way the machinery was going to make of the zone. He would throw Zod. He kills. I mean, I was like, oh my god, what are they doing to my universe? So, I think there's a way that you could fix something there, but I don't even know what to do. They're so far behind the 8 ball on everything. Like, what if you do Brainiac, it just seems like a knockoff of Ultron. If you do this, it's too weird. If you do that, it's too odd. It's like I don't even know what I would tell them to do.
This would have been cool, at least for one film, at least for the one film, because I heard, who did I hear? Script Doctor, when he was talking about Aquaman, and he said Jason has been the miscast. Now imagine a Superman film with Henry, but your bad guy is Jason as Lobo. Jason is Lobo.
Yeah, he definitely has that look or so. So let me see. PKL says no. He thinks Henry's done. Busy with Witcher, Highlander, Matthew Vaughn, spy film. He could be in his 40s by the time it's scheduled. You're right. But I guarantee Zaslav is made phone calls. It says, how much? How much and when? Because you don't even have to. I got to be honest. If I had the control, we wouldn't probably do a standalone Superman movie.
No.
People are fine with the Snyderverse. There's a way to create something. I don't know what all the proposals would be. We would come up with something. At this point, it's probably best to just do a Snyder World's Finest. Just call it World's Finest. You use your 3 pillars. You create something that's been going on the whole time. You could even explain it like a Crisis on Infinite Earth thing. Like it's created some of these problems, like it was beyond your control. Maybe you tie in something that Luthor was funding that involves a Brainiac, or maybe you do like crazy Mr. Mixerflick or something. You do something great. I don't know. But I think World's Finest is fine because you could get Henry for a month or so. You can get Henry for enough time to make a product. Right. And I couldn't agree more. And I hope he ends up with good people around him to do Highlander. That's the one that I would really like to see go for him. I don't know much about this Witcher thing.
It's
and everything
okay.
about season 2 is not appealing at all. So I don't know. But
Um,
Henry is bigger than life. That's all I know, and it's where the money is. Zaslav's smart enough to know, figure out how to get that wagon hitched up. Maybe that's what we're waiting on. Maybe there's things that are in the works that we just can't talk about yet. But that's got to be what's getting done.
I would hope so.
Yeah. All right, my friend. I have to go. I've been streaming for God knows how long now, and this was. I just got to get some DC stuff up there and caught up a little bit. I'm glad we were able to chat about it. You're definitely one that knows a lot about this stuff too. And yeah, it's a dumpster fire. I mean, we're just going to be watching the smoke billow.
True story.
And yeah, if you were swinging by for 24/7 Fusion, I apologize, but I brought you Joker's voice. Didn't know.
Sorry.
Here he
Hello.
is. He's great, man. We'll have links there for him. Let's go. We are 24 away from 200. That's awesome. That's fast too, man. You've done great. It's awesome. So keep it up.
Thank you.
Do your thing, and we'll schedule time to chat with you and do that.